Why does it not surprise me in this class? You tried what? So how do you, oh yeah, just show up whenever, that's fine. How does the concept of longboarding work if you don't have a heel? What do you have to have a heel or? And how does the board slide on the grass?
Oh, it's not the grass, it's just
Yeah. Well, what do you? Oh. Okay. So what is this longboard? What is it versus a skateboard?
It's like it's longer. Yeah, that's it. It's like meant to skate.
So it's okay. So longboarding is to skateboarding as sailboarding is to surfing. Sailboarding, surfboard with a sail on. I'm trying to figure out the purpose of longboarding. I'm trying to.
Pretty much you roll for a long time without putting in a lot of work.
And how does this happen? Oh, should we get the blonde-headed chick back on the display miles per hour so they have more revolutions? How does that work? Do you still use it like a skateboard? Do you still propel it like a skateboard? Or does it have a little engine on it? Or? I'm just trying to understand the concept. And then there's okay, so this is more like a racing bicycle.
Okay.
That's interesting. And you fell on your behind. So you pretty much suck at that too, right? You suck at algebra, you suck at calculus, so okay. One more thing, as Sandra Bullock says in 28 Days, one more thing I suck at in life. I love Sandra Bullock. Okay, now I can't pull up. There we go. And it's called a long board. Okay, I thought it was a skateboard. I'm sorry. You know what this one looks like? This one looks like the first skateboard. Remember the first skateboards come out a long time ago? They were wood, and I don't remember them because mine was fiberglass. I had a red fiberglass one that you could see through. Anyway, that one looks like one of the first wooden skateboards. Okay. So what did yours look like? Which one did yours look like? That right there?
Yeah.
So how much does the longboard cost? And it actually worked, so he did a pretty good job. Well, I learned something new today, I think. A longboard is different from skateboarding. Okay, I guess that's a longboard too. Okay. All right, well, since nothing else has happened in y'all's bored and pitiful lives, I guess we'll do some more calculus today. No, I suck. I'm a teacher. I'm a bored and pitiful teacher, so
I mean, if you keep
I actually really had a crappy day the other day, you know, with the birthday with my son, and I mean, it was a good birthday and everything, but you know, when you only get 3 hours to celebrate your birthday with your son, it kind of sucks. So anyway, what? No, I'm very happy with what's going on right now. I still think he's going to win by landslide. I don't believe any of the polls. I don't believe the media, that's for sure. And he's still having rallies at 20,000 plus. And I think Kane and Hillary had a rally yesterday or this last couple of days in Florida, and like 30 showed up to one of them and 60 showed up to the other one. So I'm pretty much going to stay with my beliefs. I think the independent voters are going to come out. I think you've got a lot of ghost voters, or I don't want to say closet voters because somebody might get the wrong idea, but you got a lot of people that's going to vote for Trump, but guess what? They're not going to tell anybody. It's kind of like Clinton. Bill Clinton, people voted for Bill Clinton, but you never could find anybody that voted for him. So I think there's going to be a lot of people voting for Trump. I think there's a lot of minorities that's going to be voting for Trump, but they're not going to say anything. And I think there's a lot of Latinos that's going to vote for Trump, but they're not going to say anything. Because you got to think about it. What does illegal immigration have to do with the minorities, with the majority, and with the Latino populations? What does illegal immigration have to do with all three of those? They take away jobs from all three of those entities. So I think you're going to have a lot of closet voters come out on the November 8th. I think you're going to have a lot of people and there's going to be a lot of Republicans. I ain't going to vote for Trump. I ain't going to vote for Trump. And guess what they're going to end up doing? They're going to end up voting for Trump because they can't stand Hillary. So I'm thinking it's going to be a landslide. Just like in 1980, everybody said that Reagan was not going to win and Carter was going to win, and he won by a landslide. And he was an actor from California. He was an actor. He was once a Democrat, and he was told that he was not qualified to be president of the United States. Sound familiar? So I'm very happy with it. Long as they don't prod him and get him started on some tangent, you know, kind of like you did with me this morning, get me started on a tangent, then I think he'll be all right. But they're trying. Have you heard what Joe Biden told him? Joe Biden says he wants to get him behind the gym and beat him up. So, anyway, let's start off with a little bit of review. I've got a few problems I pulled out of dust balls. I don't know if I've done them before or not with you. So, let's do some of these, and then we'll move into some more complicated problems. And then I'd like to move into integration by parts. Ultraviolet minus voodoo. And you're not supposed to get that until Calc 2, but I have no problem with exposing you to new stuff before Calc 2. So, and it plays in with this also. So, I've got a couple of problems. This one is kind of like one of the problems we did the other day. 2x times x squared plus 4 to the 100th power and then I think we might have done this one, but it's not going to hurt to redo it. Cosine 10x sine x dx. All right, so do those two problems. Kind of a review. Get warmed up. Y'all try any of the homework problems? How many did I give y'all? I gave y'all quite a few. 2, but how many were on each one? Do you remember? 32 on one. Got a problem with transposing numbers or what? Oh, okay. I should have just gave y'all 5, shouldn't I? I don't know why I don't want to set up lambs. I guess I just want y'all to do good next semester. Maybe I should just give y'all 5. Sounds familiar. Ain't that what they do in high school? I'm sorry. Give you 5 problems on a little worksheet. Oh, okay, you don't do homework. Okay.
I think you're on grade.
Oh, okay. How is y'all science classes going?
Physics is still going. I've seen some.
So there hasn't been any kind of disruption or anything?
No, we're in some new crap, but that's like
The department head like quit Friday. Left. Gave the keys to some adjunct instructor and said, here are the keys to the labs. She just left. Hadn't seen her since. How do you do that? I don't think I could do that. Just huh? Sue Ellenberger. She usually teaches chemistry. Left. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite it. U is equal to x squared plus 4. Du is equal to 2x dx. Do we have 2x dx? Yes. So basically we have u du. U to the 100th power du. And u to the 100th power integrated is what? U to the 101 over 101, right? And plus C. And you can pull that 101 out. You can make it 1 over 101 if you want to, whichever. And that's going to give you x squared plus 4 to the 101 over 101 plus C. Over here, u is equal to cosine of x. Du is equal to what? Negative sine x dx. Do we have a negative sine x dx? Yes or no? No. So we got to add a what? We got to add a negative to the sign, so we got to add a negative out here. So now we have negative u du. So we'll u to the 5th du. So that's going to be negative u to the 6th over 6 plus c. And u is equal to cosine, so that's cosine of x. Cosine 6 to the x over 6 plus c. Those are your answers there. Question? Now, I don't know if you have your syllabus outline or not. I looked over it this morning, and this is one of those times where they have 2 classes in the syllabus for substitution. So if I don't do anything right this semester, at least I did one thing right in the syllabus, I'm covering the class of 2 classes because the syllabus tells me to. So the reason I'm telling you that is because they think it's important to go over substitution 2 days in a row. So and I told you that to begin with, because this is one of the bases for integration. If you can't do substitution, then substitution is more important than pretty much the basic rule, because if you can't do substitution, you can't do 80% of the integration problems that you're going to be doing in Calc 2. So that's why it's important. Integrate 2x over 1 plus 2x squared dx. And then integrate natural log of x to the 4th power I think it's 2 over x dx. Question. If u is equal to 1 plus 2x squared, what is du? Or at what? Do we have 4x dx? No. So we've got to multiply this guy by 2. And that means we got to multiply this guy by 1/2. Now the 1/2 stays because the 2 is part of the UDU. I mean, part of the making the problem U I mean, du over what? U. So in this case, we've got 1/2 antiderivative of du over u. And what is du over u? Dx over x, which is what? Go back to your derivative laws. What is that? Starts with an N. A, T, natural what? Natural logs. Glad I could help y'all out with that. Alright? So when you have du over u, that's the natural log. So the derivative of the natural log is du over u. So what is the antiderivative of du over u? The natural log. So 1/2 natural log of u plus c. And of course plug in u will be 1 plus 2x squared. Make sure you keep the 1 plus 2x squared in absolute values because you can't take the log of what? Negative. That's right. So, u here is equal to natural log of x. What is the derivative of natural log of x? 1 over x dx. 1 over 2 dx. Where that came from? 1 over x dx. Do we have 1 over x dx? No. So we need to multiply by 2. So now we have 1/2 u to the 4th du. Sorry. This should be 1 to x. Did I got something going on? Should be 1/2. I did it fast backwards. I'm sorry. That would make 4x. Wow. Sorry, I'm going to do it fast backwards. We don't have 1 over x. We have 2 over x, so we got to reduce it. So you got to multiply by 1/2. When you multiply by 1/2, you got to multiply by what outside? Notes, you need to read your notes. Finish that out. That's where Miss Sheep was making her face. Is that where you were making your face? And your final answer should come out to be natural log of x squared plus c. So that's going to be 1/2 u to the 5th over 5 plus c. Yep. And that's going to be 2/5 u to the 5th plus c, and then we'll plug the u back in. That's going to be u, or 2/5
natural log of x to the 5th power. And what's the exponential rule? What's the power rule say with natural logs? That I can take that and put it where? Right there with that 2/5, and the 2/5 and 5s cancel, and you're left with what? Natural log of x squared plus 6. Thought I'd throw a couple of natural logs in there just in case if you see some on your homework or test. I've got a couple more to do before we get into some more complicated problems. And I think I got some of these from your homework if I didn't get them from the problems we did the other day. I can't remember how many we did. How many we did the other day? 5 or 6, 10, somewhere around there. Yes, Hubert. Somewhere around there, Hubert. Okay, thank you, class. Y'all do this to all your classes? You know, put on the dead routine? Is that just, or is it just for me? Huh? I have to be here at 8, and I'm not dead like y'all. You're used to it. Well, I have some real bad news for y'all. Yeah, y'all gonna get used to it too. That's why you need to have help in a cup. So, caffeine, not alcohol. Alcohol does the opposite. Okay, don't dread solo cupping. You get fired if you do that. That's a solution? No. Alcohol is never a solution. Okay. You don't put my sarcasm in. I did watch a good movie last night. 13 Days. You ever seen that? Okay, don't see it. I don't know what you watched. No, it was on direct. Yeah, I got Netflix and Hulu and everything else. I got 2 children. I gotta have something. No, I haven't seen that yet. I like that woman though. She's a good actress. I like her. I don't know her name or anything, but she was in what's the movie? It's an old movie. It's where she first got her face off. She was in that movie with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. That's one of her first movies. And what else was she in? Yeah, she was in Suicide Squad. Yeah, I haven't watched any Jennifer Lopez movies. They've all been terrible. So I kind of shy away from them. They're kind of like Ben Affleck movies. Except I'd like to see The Accountant. I think that would be a pretty good movie. Yeah, I didn't like the last Batman movie. Did you like it? Yeah, I didn't. I think they beefed up Batman a little bit too much. I mean, he was almost a black Iron Man. I mean, honestly. Throwing kryptonite bombs, and I'm like, what? Oh, it was a little outrageous. Let me check on my Tandy 1000s. Make sure they're all right. What's the derivative of a longboard? raised to the second power. And okay, both of them still hear me and both still doing good. Kind of would help if they had microphones with their Tandy 1000s. That way I wouldn't have to check on them. For those of you that don't know what a Tandy 1000 is, Tandy 1000 was one of the first computers that were available to people, you know, that made a living. Radio Shack made them. And while the other computers were like $5,000, the Tandy 1000 was like $1,000 and people could afford them. But you see the disk drive, that was it. That's all it had. It had a disk drive. That's it. And you see the old Windows, the first Windows right here. You clicked on one of the little icons and this thing comes up. So that's a Tandy 1000. So that's what I mean by Tandy 1000. With people that have computers with no microphones, I don't know if that was Southern grammatically correct, y'all's pewters. So. All right. I don't understand. I don't.
He's saying I don't deserve it.
All right. So here we go. First thing you do is rewrite it. The derivative of, well, u is equal to 3x squared minus 1, du is equal to what? I'm asking for y'all to interact. Mr. Clinkscales, you could help me out. You know, you are one of my favorite students. You should, whatever. 6x dx, so we need a 6 here. Do you mind? So we need 1/6 out front. So 1/6, and that's going to be u to the 4th du, which will give us u to the 5th. And u is whatever, so that's going to be 3x squared minus 1 to the 5th over 30 plus c, or 1/30 3x squared minus 1 to the 5th plus c. And you know why you said a while ago, you said you could do related rates a whole lot better than these? You know why you can do related rates better than these? That's the question. Why can you do related rates better than these? How many related rates do we do? Say it one more time. A lot, meaning like a lot of problems, repetition, a lot of homework. I guess you could write that up as work, maybe. Four x squared plus 3 raised to the third power x dx. And after this one, I'm moving to more complicated problems to discourage you. You got to get that discouragement level up to, you know, get you encouraged, and then you say, hey, I can do these. Then get that discouragement in there so you can quit. That's what I do when I give y'all homework, so y'all can do the repetition at home. All right. U is equal to 4x squared plus 3. Du is equal to 8x dx. There's the 8, there's the 1/8. So 1/8 antiderivative of u to the third du 1/8 u to the fourth over 4 plus c. Now, somebody tell me how it's flipped from being an eraser to being a highlighter. Somebody tell me that. It's all that training, exactly. They put me on the committee to work with videoing classes and doing classes online from campus to campus. So, in other words, have a video camera in a classroom. It's kind of like teleconferencing, and having 3 students at Easley campus, 5 students at Anderson campus, and 10 students at Pendleton campus, instead of having 1 class at the Pendleton campus. See what I'm saying? And everybody at Easley and Anderson has to go to the Pendleton campus. They can do it. The presentation system is downstairs. Big old, like 3 screens, 3 big screens. Anyway, they asked, of course, have we had training on those big screens and everything? Have we had training on it? No. So, after we bought the things, they decided to form a committee on training and how to use them. Has the committee had training on them? Has the committee met yet? Have I asked? Yes. 3 emails. No response. Am I right? Why buy the equipment if you're not going to train people? Don't make any sense. That's like having a longboard and not being able to ride on a skateboard. You still bust your butt. You still busted. All right, what did I get? U to the fourth over 32. Plus C, and U to the fourth is x plus 3 to the fourth power plus C with a 132 out front, or you can put it all over 32, depending on how you do it. So what are you noticing? So how many problems we've done so far? Not today, but somebody count. You have to turn back in your notes. How many? All together. That's kind of like what? Homework, isn't it? So now you should be able to do your homework, and you shouldn't have any problems. Now let's, what? Yeah, for those of you that actually click on the homework, for the 5 of you that actually do that. All right, so, I'm sorry, bad Hubert. Let's do some more challenging. I got 2 or 3 challenging problems that you should suck at. Antiderivative of e to the x plus e to the x dx. Now, before you discourage yourself, you need to worry, you need to think about, what are they doing? They figured out how to make sounds with their Tandy 1000s by hitting Control Alternate 7. Rewrite that. They're trying to get attention. I guess they wasn't making noise. Somebody was making noises. Did y'all hear it? Oh, doing, doing. Well, I haven't got anything open, so it had to be them. Yeah. All right, how you doing? Okay. Why not? Okay. Well, let's pull up your handy dandy rules that you sucked at in algebra, because that's probably why you can't rewrite. What are they doing? That's Mr. Selee is making noises. Okay. See, I told you they found something on their Tandy 1000 they could use. He's sitting there hitting that alternate F7 or whatever to make noises with that. That's why it sounds so prehistoric, because they've got their little Tandy 1000s. Faith's still trying to figure out how to hit a Control Alternate 7. She probably shut down her computer. Ha ha ha. Anyway, let me pull in these rules that y'all, like I say, probably have forgotten. That's good enough for government work. Snip. Really bothers me. Oh, that bothers me. Okay, there's the exponential laws that you had back in Algebra 1. I think people need to start taking my Algebra 2 course refresher before they take calculus. I can't hear you. I think it's a good idea. I think I'm going to start telling people in my calculus class to start doing that. All right, so how do you rewrite it? Oh, you actually used one of them, didn't you? Right here. I'll find it. E to the x times e to the what? E to the x dx. Now, make u equal e to the x. Why are you going to make u equal to e to the x? Because what's the derivative of e to the x? E to the x. It's the easiest one to take the derivative of. And you've got e to the x. Right here, let's see, the antiderivative of e to the x, e to the x, dx. Just rewrote it. So make u equal this e to the x right here. I'm going to color this one red because I want to use that one. So u is equal to e to the x. Du is equal to e to the x what? Dx. So we have e to the x dx right here. So basically, we have the antiderivative of e to the what? U. So antiderivative of e to the u du. Now, what's the derivative of e to the, what's the antiderivative of e to the u? E to the u. And then plug u back in there. What is u? E to the x. Now that's a problem that I would put on the test, and 50 to 60% of students will what? Just skip it. They won't even try it. Why? It has an e to the x to it. And e to the x means I don't know how to do it. I've given you several e to the x problems. You need to get out E to the x is to calculus students as fractions is to a math student. When people see e to the x, the first inclination, and natural logs, first inclination is, I'm going to skip it. And actually, e to the x is the easier of the derivatives and antiderivatives because e to the x, the derivative and antiderivative, is e to the x. So don't be scared of it because you're going to see it in differential equations every other problem. And you're going to take the natural log of e to the x so you can get x. You're going to do that over and over and over. Take the natural log of both sides. Take the natural log of both sides. So you might as well get used to e to the x because it's going to follow you around like the Krabby Patties did to SpongeBob in his dreams. Remember? They followed him around in his dreams. I have 2 kids. I have memorized the SpongeBob series. All right, here's another one that you'll skip because you can't do it. Or you think you can't do it. What do you say when you see this? This one don't even get skipped. This one gets, I can't do that. Make u equal to the natural log of sine of x. Because what is the natural log? What is the derivative of the natural log of anything? 1 over x. du over what? U. So take the derivative of the natural log of sine of x. I'm going to rewrite it. And what's the derivative of sine? The cosine. So the cosine of x over the sine of x, du over u. What's the cosine over the sine? Cotangent of x dx. Do we have that? Yes. So we have antiderivative, the natural log of u du. And what's the antiderivative of the natural log of u du squared over what? I'm sorry. The du over u. No, we have u. I'm sorry, ud. I don't know where that came from. That's not even in my notes. I suck. There we go. And that's u squared over 2. Plus c. And what is u? Natural log of sine of x. Now you could write that several different ways. You could rewrite it 1/2 natural log of sine x squared plus c, 1/2 natural log sine squared of x plus c, natural log of sine squared x over 2 plus c. Several different ways you can write that. But again, hopefully some of you are noticing that substitution, integration by substitution, is just like anything else. It's a methodology. It's a step-by-step process. All the steps that I've shown you are the same, aren't they? You pick a U, you get a DU. And then you move on and do what you need to do. But the methodology hadn't changed. Problem-solving methodologies don't change. You find a problem, you take it apart, you put it back together, you solve the problem. The methodology doesn't change. The bridge doesn't fall down. Okay? Okay, y'all not going to talk to me, so I'll just keep on going. Antiderivative of x over 1 minus x squared plus the square root of 1 plus x squared dx. Hint, make u equal to 1 minus x squared. This is another problem that you would skip on a test. Why? Not because of the natural logs, not because of the radical, but because it's just too much information. There's a lot in the problem. It's too long. I'll do that one later. Y'all don't ever say that kind of stuff, do you? Y'all just go right to it and do the problem. Y'all don't skip them because they're too long. I know. Ninja. That's not. How do you spell ninja? Right. The Tandy Ninja. See a little ninja there? Isn't that a ninja? Look like, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's Tandy Ninja. Tandy Ninja. Y'all quit yet? Oh, come on. First of all, rewrite it. Put the x and the dx right side by side. That might help. You might have to use substitution twice. Yeah, just quit. I don't want to do that. Problem solving are only one-step problems. You don't have ever in real life, you don't have problems that have 2 or 3 different steps. So just think of yourself as an engineer in one dimension. There's not a second or third dimension, it's just one dimension. Problems do not go over 2 or 3 steps. So, u is equal to 1 minus x squared. Du is equal to negative 2x dx. So we got to put a negative 2 here and a negative 1/2 out here. So that's going to give us negative 1/2 antiderivative, and this is du up here. This is u, but we don't know what this is. So I'm just going to rewrite it. I'm going to write du over u plus the square root of 1 plus x squared. I think I might have made a mistake. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. This is supposed to be plus. Okay. It changes this. So I could rewrite this as negative 1/2 and the 1 plus x squared, I can make it the u, the square root of u is not going to help out too much. I could say du over u plus the square root of u, but I need to fix this. So I'm going to say v is equal to the square root of u, or v squared is equal to what? U. So now I can plug, I think I can plug everything back in. So now that you've got this right here, this is du, so go ahead and plug it in. I'm sorry, hold on. Hold on a second. I'm running out of room down here. Let me just do this. We'll go over here and say v is equal to the square root of u. Therefore, v squared is equal to u, and du is equal to 2v. Now take those two things and plug back into your original. Because you've got du up top, you've got u, and then u, and then you've got everything in terms of v. So that's going to give you 1/2. That's supposed to be a plus. So 1/2 antiderivative. What is du? 2v over u is what? V squared, and the square root of u would be the square root of v squared, which is what? V. Or I'll put the square root of v squared right here so you see what actually is going on. So 1/2 antiderivative of 2v over v squared plus v. Now simplify the v's. There's two things that you can do to simplify before you take the antiderivative. Algebraically simplify that last step. Somebody tell me what you can do. I'm sorry, I heard pull the 2 out. The 2 can come out using the constant rule, and that'd be 2 over 1 times 1/2 antiderivative of what? Well, we can take a b out, and that'll leave a 1. Take a b out of the bottom, and that'll leave a what? B plus what? 1, Hubert. That's right, class. And of course the b's cancel, and the 2's cancel. So you're left with the antiderivative of what? 1 over b plus 1 dv. And now, what is dv over v? We just talked about that. What is dv over v? Because this right here is v right here. Natural log. So by dv, the antiderivative of dv over v is natural log of v plus c. I'm sorry, v plus 1. V plus 1. I'm getting sick of this. No, I don't want to erase the whole thing. I know, you already this. This plus 1 plus c. Now, take that and plug back in z, and then plug back in u. And basically what you're going to get is natural log, absolute value of the square root of 1 plus x squared plus 1 plus c. Question. This problem is kind of like one of those, you know, you're given a block of marble and you're supposed to chisel something out of it. Well, that's what this is. This is, you know, you find u, and you try to manipulate u and substitute, and you have to do it a couple of times, but you end up getting it. Okay? Or you could just quit and skip it. I'll do it later. Antiderivative of x times the cube root of x plus 4 dx. Now, instead of making x plus 4, why would I not want to use x plus 4 as u? Because if you do that, that's not going to help you, because what's the derivative of x? 1. That's not going to help you because you still got x in there, x dx. You need an x dx to get it to work. So if you can't use x plus 4 is equal to u, you might can use the cube root of x plus 4 is equal to u. Try that. Just remember, if the U doesn't help you, chances are you got to get a bigger chunk of the problem. You got to go back and find something else to be U. And you say, well, why can't you let U be equal to X? Well, again, what do you get when you get U is equal to X? What's du? 1 dx. Well, 1 dx is not going to help you with the cube root of X plus 4. So your only alternative, besides quitting, is to make U equal what? The cube root of X plus 4. And then you'd have to use a little bit of algebra that you all what? Suck at. And you'll sit there and stare at it for 15 minutes. Let's check on the Tandy Ninjas. Make sure they're still awake. Yep, I guess they're still awake. And that and Selee thing. Oh yeah, they can't. They don't have microphones. I think they got microphones. They just have them muted. You should get X is equal to something and then take the derivative of X and you have dx. Trying to give you a hint instead of you sitting there meditating. Is that the president? I don't. If the president was calling me, I don't think I would answer it. For several reasons. Please stop faulting. We're trying to work on calculus. Didn't you used to sit over here? Why are you sitting over here? Stealing electricity. You know you're supposed to have a permit for that. Ventriplicate, sine ventriplicate. Y'all done gave up? Such a disappointment. I'm getting irritated. I know y'all. I broke it. All right, so U is equal to U is equal to the cube root of X plus 4. And what am I going to do to both sides? Well, you want to get rid of the radical, Hubert, so you're going to cube both sides. That's right, class. Good. U to the third, or 1/3, sorry, 1/3. No, raise it to the power, is equal to X plus what? 4, and then U to the third minus 4 is equal to X. So if I've got X, then I might want to get what? dx. So what's dx? What's the derivative of U to the third? 3U squared. Wait a minute. I've got U is equal to, let me do something. I've got that Got that. I've got that. What's the name of this method that we're using? Starts with S. U, B, substitution. Yeah. So what do you think we're going to do with those three things I highlighted? Take the derivative. We're going to substitute them in. X, the cube root of X, the cube root of this, dx. And what will everything be in terms of? U. And then we can use the algebra that we all suck at. See how easy this stuff is? You just got to do more than sit there and stare at it. But y'all already had it figured out. I know. Go ahead and take the roll while y'all work diligently. Ahmed, Anderson and Anderson are here. Clint Scales is here. Cook, here. Fricks, Grant, Hernandez. Huth is not here. Oh God, I gotta say yes for him. He'll get an email on. He'll get an email. Johnson, Jordan, Marshall, Patel is here. Fan is here. Scobie, Selee is here. Sheik is here. Silver is not here. And Tucker. Tucker is here, right? How did I make U to the third? Cube a cube root, it does away with the cube root. I cubed both sides, and that's what got rid of the radical. Okay? So maybe I need to put that in there. Forget I raised, get rid of the radical. I did that. There. So now let's plug and chug. So I'm really taking the antiderivative of x, which is u cubed minus 4. And the cube root is equal to what? U. And then what is dx? 3u squared, and that's it. So now use your algebra, pull out the constant, u to the third minus 4. What is u times u squared? U to the third, remember? 3, u to the 6. I haven't even used magenta. Have y'all noticed that? I haven't even used magenta, and somehow I had it fixed, and then y'all all know what this is. What is it? This conspiracy Dennis Booster. U to the 6 minus 4 u to the third. And the antiderivative 3, that's going to be u to the 7th over 7 minus 4 u to the 4th over 4. Those cancel. You're left with 3 u to the 7th over 7 minus u to the 4th. Let's see. Go quick at this. And of course, you plug the u back in. I'm not worried about that. I think y'all can plug it back in for the final answer. Now, how many questions is that? 17? 18? How many questions you got on homework? Think y'all can handle it? I think you can. Y'all are all looking at me like I'm a bastard. What is wrong with y'all today? Gosh. Thank you, Hubert. You're welcome, class. I just, think substitution is very essential for you, and that's why I spent so much time on it and wanted to make sure you understood it. So you're welcome. I wanted to get into ultraviolet minus voodoo, but I don't think we'll have enough time. And plus, y'all probably wait until today to finish up your homework. So, because some of y'all hadn't even started either one of them. Okay, how is the Tandy Ninjas? Are y'all good? Y'all gonna have to get some. Y'all gonna have to turn on the microphone, or you're gonna have to get a new computer. All right, Mr. Selee, you good? Can we look over my test? Yes, that's fine. All right, y'all have a good one. See y'all, work on those two things. When y'all come back, Monday, Tuesday, we'll start integration by parts as an introduction to Calc 2. No. What?
On the test, there was like one question where you had to have like a square root on it.
Okay.
But like I didn't get that, so I put in the decimal thing and it counted it wrong.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me go over yours and his test. Hold on just a second. Let's go with, what's this website? Mr. Selee, call my cell phone so I can hear a voice, please. Since you ain't got no daggum microphone. Dang old candy ninja. All right. Let's see. Let's go with. Let me hold on a second. All right, you there, Mr. Selee?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me get Mr. Hold on, don't tell him Patel. Let me get him fixed. All right, which form was it? Okay, A.
Oh,
Oh, this one. Okay. Why'd you take B first? A is shorter. A
I did
only
take
has-
A.
Huh?
I did take.
Oh, you did? I don't see it. Okay. All right. What number?
It was the second one.